Here's a guide on how you can beat floor 12 in Spiral Abyss.
Torn to oblivion!
Keep in mind the teams I'm using are either the best of my roster or simply just my favorite waifus that I think work for this run. Feel free to change it up with whatever units are available to you. For the first half of Chamber 1, you could use a freeze team with 2 Cryos, a Hydro, and a Nemo. You'd want to group the mobs all together and freeze them while dealing AoE damage.
Shadows of... Kamisato out! Sumetsu! My apologies! Next on the agenda...
On the next wave, you'd want to run towards one of the Kairagi, as the other one will just charge towards you. Group and freeze everyone together and try to down both Kairagis at around the same time.
Written in the stars! Take flight!
You want both of them eliminated at the same time so they won't heal back up when they realize that the other one is down.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Cut down.
For the second half, you could go with an Aggravate or a Hyper Bloom team to easily get rid of these new Dorito-looking mobs.
Stabilize. I will have order.
If they go invisible, you just have to inflict Quicken on them to paralyze and break invisibility. But honestly, you could just nuke them down before they do.
There is no escape!
Next, you'll have these 2 Aramite mobs. They'll eventually summon a pet, which when you eliminate, makes these 2 more vulnerable. But really, you could just ignore that mechanic and burst these 2 down.
Azuma shines eternal! Pressure wing! Righteous storm!
Order guide you.
Where do you think you're going?
Propagate.
Game's up! Time's over!
Germinate.
Now you shall perish!
Goodbye.
The second chamber's first half is rather straightforward. You'll be up against 2 Constructs and 2 Ruin Earth cards. You won't be able to vacuum these guys together with your Anemo, but you'd want to have them go towards each other so you can freeze and burst all of them together.
Embrace the ice! Brace yourself! Fate is upon you! For Rex Lapis! Access denied! Time for takeoff! Whirling snow!
Don't forget you can retry the chamber if one of them decides to walk away from the group at the start.
A few moments later.
For the second half, you're up against the Magu Kenki. If you've never faced this boss before, you'd want to dodge its attacks or shield up if you're lazy like me, so you won't be interrupted as you whittle him away.
Scatter.
Quietly now. There is no escape!
Gather. Here. Spring forth.
Here comes the catch. Gotcha! Torn to oblivion! Illusion shattered!
Solidified.
At around 71% HP, it'll perform an attack that you'd want to dodge or shield up, and it will jump backwards, so reposition once it does.
Inazuma shines eternal!
At this point, you just have to survive and eliminate the boss as fast as you can. You could also build up your burst for the next chamber if you have the time.
Busted!
Chamber 3 for patch 3.1 is more forgiving than the last patch, as in the first half, you're up against 4 smaller bishops this time. Just freeze them together and AoE them down.
Let me scribe. Think you can get away? Kamisato art! Sumetsu! Delve into death! Litter gliding, fate is upon you! Born of ice and frost! We're way behind schedule for Rex Lapis! Brace yourself! Time for takeoff! Let me scribe! My apologies!
With the giant chicken boss being demoted to floor 11, floor 12's final boss is the new algorithm of semi-intransient matrix of overseer network. If you've never faced this boss before, you'd want to dodge its laser beams and spinning parts while dealing as much damage as you can while he's visible. When he turns invisible, you can quickly destroy the parts it left on the field so it would pop out into a recovery state.
There is no escape!
I will have order. Gather. Scatter. Germinate.
Here comes the cash. Busted. Inazuma shines eternal!
This is order.
Or, if you know where he is hiding,
Wait a minute!
you can directly inflict Quicken on him to paralyze this giant Dorito.
Game's up. Fun's over. Gotcha. Torn to oblivion.
Burst the boss down and enjoy your extra 150 primo. Good luck, travelers.